On a related note, I'm Remy Kassimir.
On a related note, this is a song that we wrote. Now let's get to the podcast.
You are listening to On a Related Note, where the world's most interesting people play a series of ridiculous games in order to uncover a secret code word. I'm Chris Riva.
I'm John Franklin.
And who are we here with today, John?
We're with comedian, podcaster, all-around awesome person, Remy Kassimir, a friend of mine. Hey,
Hi,
Remy.
guys.
How are you?
Oh, I'm so good that I'm finally here.
I know. Yeah, you took a trek to get here.
Yeah.
Can you tell people the planes and trains and automobiles short list of what you took to get to our apartment today?
I took the 6 to the shuttle to the bus, and then I walked the wrong way because a nice man gave me the wrong directions. And then I took a lift because I got caught in a flash rainstorm.
Only on days where you have to be somewhere could all of that possibly go wrong.
And I'd feel bad, except that my friend was 30 minutes late to my podcast yesterday. So I was like, you know what?
Honestly, you're not the worst of people to be late. We don't get offended by that whatsoever.
Good.
I think I actually prefer lateness.
Yeah, we were
oh, good.
Yeah.
He's the most late person I've ever met. He'll wake up and be like, we have to be somewhere at 10. Why don't we leave at 10? And it's like
postponing is my love language as well. I just don't know if it's going to be everyone's.
Right. Yeah, no, we're with you on that.
I love it.
When I turned to him, because he was last minute getting stuff together, and I came in from our convenience store, and he's rushing. I go, don't worry. She said she's going to be a few minutes late. He was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
They're just thrilled.
Yeah.
I was now I can take a break for 15 minutes so I can be rushing again in 15 more minutes.
So
hurry up and wait.
Exactly.
Hurry up and wait. I love that. So you're no stranger to a podcast mic, obviously. You're a huge podcaster. You're with Betches now.
Thanks.
You're doing your thing with that.
Yep.
You have your own show. What was obviously we know, I know researching about your story of getting into podcasting, but for those listening.
For those who don't already know.
Yeah.
So my first foray into podcasting was I was 28 years old. I was already doing stand-up comedy, and I had never had an orgasm, and I really wanted to learn how. And before comedy, I thought it just wasn't a thing. I just thought it was mythical, or the girls who were having orgasms were lucky, And then when I started doing stand-up, I would see all these people that were at my level of stand-up who weren't famous yet, but they were talking about their orgasms and all this stuff. And I'd go up to them after, and I'd be like, what? I'd be like, that joke about the orgasm was so funny. Imagine coming 5 times. Hilarious. They're like, that wasn't the joke. Part of the joke. So then I started How Come as a means to figure it out. And I would interview people. I still interview everybody about their first time, how they did it, how old they were, where they were. And then in the beginning, they had to give me an assignment that I'd have to complete before the next episode. Right. And spoiler alert, I blow my load real early. Episode 6, it happens. But now we're 5 seasons in. Thank you. Yeah. We say congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah. Yes. I'm on brand, I promise. I'll spell it right too.
But yeah, now it's just expanded to other stuff that people felt that they were either missing out on with sex or feeling weird about. And we're just trying to normalize and make everybody feel okay.
One interesting thing when I've heard you speak about this podcast is that you say when you started it, you had other people coming to you, people you knew pretty intimately, and being like, "Oh, wait, this is me too." You know, you found out you weren't alone.
There were a lot of people coming out of the woodwork having these conversations that I was like, I've known you for years, and this is the first time we're talking about it. But I think that was the issue, is I wasn't having enough conversations beforehand that would have led to it happening.
Do you feel like there's a good audience of people that, obviously you're a comedian, a well-versed comedian, and people, do you think they see you as almost a sex educator at this point?
Yeah, and it started really early too, that people were like, sex guru, and I was like, I just learned how to bust. And people would ask me questions and stuff. I had one friend, his mom came up to me the 3rd week the podcast was out. I hadn't even done it yet, and she was like, I can't come because I'm on Klonopin. What do you think of that? And I'm like, bro,
it's go see a doctor, please.
Yeah, I know. Literally, talk to your doctor and get switched or something.
Isn't that the commercial? It's if you experience any one of these side effects, you should definitely go call your physician.
Yeah. Nausea, heartburn, not being able to come. Yeah.
Klonopin. That's the slogan.
Yeah.
All right, so why don't we talk about what we're going to be doing here today?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we like to think this is a unique podcast. Like we said at the top, you're going to be trying to uncover a secret code word. We've had other people describe this as an audio escape room.
Okay, amazing.
It's really fun.
You're going to be playing a bunch of weird games, and hopefully you'll see that each game has some sort of theme. And at the end, you'll put all those themes together and guess what the overarching theme of the podcast is. And if you do, you could win a prize.
Fantastic.
Remy, congratulations on the chance to win this camouflage hat signed by comedian Liz Glazer.
Wow, I love Liz.
Liz is the best. So she was the last person on our podcast. And because she didn't win the game, you have to sign the prize that we were going to give you, and it carries over to the next person.
Got it.
So
Amazing.
if you win, you get the Liz Glazer signed hat.
Oh my
If
God.
you lose, the next person that comes to the podcast is
Gets a
playing
Liz
for,
and
Liz
Remy signed hat.
Which I realized after she signed it, it being camouflage made it absolutely impossible.
It's
to
the
sell.
Where's Waldo of hats.
Where is the
Yeah.
signature?
The camouflage hat actually disguised her signature.
It was awesome.
So we'll just get into the first game here.
Let's before we get into the first game, explain. This is called the guest book. This notebook in front of you.
Okay.
And what you're supposed to do is just take notes throughout each game to see if you could find like the overarching themes that comes across. Oh my God. It's really everybody who plays the podcast gets really into the guest book. I will give you this little tidbit. They always forget about the first game because they get so into it that they forget to take notes.
Okay.
So make sure you remember to take notes throughout the first game.
How many games are there?
There's
said?
4 games.
Okay.
And I will say that I think you'll do better if you don't think about the games too deeply. Just look at what the answers are. And
It's not about winning the game, like each game. It's about winning the overarching podcast. So you're trying to
It's
put
not
them
the
together.
battles, it's the war.
Right. correct.
exactly.
That was the best way that we've never put it.
Amazing. I thought I was like, ugh, don't say it. Probably everybody says it.
No, you were the first person to do it, including the 2 people who host the podcast.
Fabulous.
Okay.
I'm actually just gonna pause for a second.
Yeah, good.
So we do ad reads.
Oh, yeah.
They're all fake.
I make them up.
Ooh.
So just pretend they're real. Because they're.
Am I a part of the reads?
No.
Okay.
I read them,
Just
but
at first we were just John was writing these ridiculous ads. Then people were like, "There's no way that's real."
my
And
goal
then
was
we
like,
got tired of editing
if I
it
keep
out.
putting fake ad reads in and people think they're real, like somebody, like a company will hear this and be like, "We want our ad." like read like this. So far, I'm 0 for like 6 episodes, but
Okay.
we're rolling with it.
All right, so we ready to
Yeah.
get back into this?
Let's do it.
Okay, so the first game is called First Impressions.
Hey, xin chào. Guten Tag. Assalamualaikum. Ohayou gozaimasu.
First Impressions is brought to you by Up the River. Has your grandpa finally gone cuckoo bananas? Well, for a small fee of $95 per year, we will convince him he won an all-expenses-paid cruise. In reality, he will never leave the boat again. That way you don't have to deal with him. Use promo code NOTE for $90 off your first year.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
So the way First Impressions works is John is terrible at impressions. So I have put together a list of people he's going to impersonate, and you are going to have to guess who the person is. Pretty simple. I'm going to warn you ahead of the time. John has not seen this list until right now.
Yeah.
His impressions are so bad that he's really. It's like.
I just put on like one voice and I describe the person.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Am I good to go for number 1?
I can't stop you, sadly.
Okay, here we go. I played the wife on King of Queens.
Oh, Leia Remini.
Yeah, a great impersonation.
And for everyone at home, here is what she actually sounds like.
I had the job. I could feel it. All I had to do was get through the interview without acting like a mental patient. Well, guess who took care of that for me?
Oh, please. I didn't come near her precious interview. I was conducting a private conversation, and she interrupted me.
He showed a stranger his ass.
The top of my ass.
The only reason you left it in that long was for the Jerry Stiller
top
punch.
of my ass.
100%.
So you're 1 for 1.
All right, yeah, I
Proud of you.
literally just searched Leah Remini on
King of-
YouTube, and that was the first clip that came up.
I mean, great show.
I'm glad it wasn't like a Scientology clip because that could have gotten deep. In
Yes.
yeah, she
Yeah.
had that whole, documentary come out.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah,
That was wild.
escaping.
She escaped.
Yeah.
She did. Much like people tried to escape, what was it? Amish. Breaking Amish? That was a thing.
I don't think that's escaping. I think they're allowed to go.
They're allowed to go for 1 year.
Rumspringa, isn't it?
Right, but I think like leaving is still escaping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or like
yeah.
not coming back is still you're supposed to come back.
Yeah, you are.
Get it together.
Well, I remember in my Amish days,
Okay.
Wow, that did not land. All right, number 2, John.
Okay.
Don't make this offensive, please.
Wow. I am a Supreme Court justice. That's also a woman.
Am I alive?
Yes.
Sotomayor?
Yeah.
Sonia.
All right,
Hell
here,
yeah.
here she is.
No hay problema, Maria. I can handle this. I do it all the time. Just give me
Do
a
it all
second.
the time.
I wish I had done no hay problema. Like, it's a jump from the jump.
I
That
was
would've
very
been-
concerned about you doing a horrible Spanish
I was a
accent.
Spanish minor. I'm allowed.
Oh.
Yeah. Shout out college.
I've never heard you speak Spanish since.
I'm not good at it.
But
Yeah.
can you understand it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I think a lot of people who speak or like quote unquote speak languages, they're like very good at understanding, but like embarrassed to speak.
You know what it is? I think in
Yeah, you
America.
can't get the accent like perfectly right.
Well, but also in America, we're just shitty at teaching languages. Like,
Yeah, and they shame you when you're good at it. Like I was
Yeah.
good at French. I would be like bonjour, and my friends would be like, you should say bonjour, otherwise it's like fucking weird. I'm like, what?
yeah, like you should say it like an idiot, not
Yeah,
like a smart
exactly.
person. No, I know, I get that because like when we were doing like Spanish classes and stuff, I would be like, I'm not that bad at this, and they'd be like, you're pretty fucking bad at this. Like, you should not do that. All right, ready for number 3?
Yeah.
Okay. This is gonna be hard because I think I know a little bit about this person, but it's not gonna be a lot, and I hope you get it right.
Okay.
I'm a big time influencer woman, and I dated a baseball player.
Alex Earl?
Yeah. Oh my God.
You guys are really on the same
I don't
wavelength
know
here.
a lot about her except for that stuff.
Just
Well,
Wavelength.
here she is.
I did. And then,
Sounds
you
just
know,
like
that was
her.
a little crazy breaking up like a public breakup because it can get a little crazy out there and everyone has their opinions.
That was
What a
her,
quote.
her on Howard Stern, which I was shocked she's been on Howard Stern.
I love the quote
Oh
of
my goodness.
going through a public breakup is crazy because it's like a crazy public breakup.
It's true.
what a way to put it. That's, I mean, hey, 100,
She's not wrong.
100 P. You nailed it, sweetheart.
Is she literally famous from TikTok? I don't know. I literally
She
know nothing
dated
about
Tyler
her.
Wade, and she was like super big on TikTok, is from what I understand. Then they broke up, and she
I
like,
know her from the blue-eyed filter on TikTok. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
Alex Earl's filter. I'm like, whomst?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I give anybody who got big on TikTok for not doing that much work a lot of credit because I start doing way too much work on
I
TikTok.
think she does do work. Like she seems very social, which to me is a lot of
Yeah,
work.
That's true. That's a good point.
You know,
Yeah.
like just being out all the time and getting dressed and doing. Ugh,
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
I would
like,
never.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Hopefully,
effort.
I don't blow up. You know, like,
hopefully I stay right here.
This
This
career is
this
my plateau.
Very soothing.
Yeah.
Like where I'm at right now. I could be disappointed in myself and nobody would know.
All right, John, you ready for this last
Let's
one?
do it. Okay, hold on. I think I know her music. She okay, hold on. I think I got it.
Let's not reveal too much.
Okay, yeah. But as if that's not going to be my impersonation, revealing too much. I had an album called Tapestry, and I think one of
Taylor Swift?
No,
Oh.
she's like from like
Shoot,
she.
people are gonna kill me.
Hold on. She like is from like the 70s, like 60s, 70s. I think is like a nice. She had a musical come out. I had a musical come out about me.
Carole King.
Yes, yeah.
okay.
Boom.
Why the earth move under my
Under
feet?
my feet.
Yeah.
I love Carole King.
Well, that's
That's a good
that's
song.
not the one I chose.
But will you love me tomorrow?
A beautiful.
You know what?
Unbelievable.
Carole King's best work is these like nursery rhyme series.
Really?
Yeah, it's called. Fuck, what's it called? I'm like, it's amazing. I can't remember the name. It's called Chicken Soup with Rice. Look it up.
Okay.
It's insane.
I mean, that's a bold claim given the amount of classics.
Yeah, she has
that
so many.
is,
She has a bunch of #1 hits, right?
yeah,
And they're all fantastic, but like
not chicken soup.
children's songs sung by Carole King.
Yeah, that sounds actually pretty
And you've
dope.
got illustrations to go with it. Amazing.
Yeah, that sounds sick.
So you told us a little bit about the How Come podcast.
Yes.
Diet starts tomorrow as part of the Betches network, which anyone that's on social media will be familiar with. You're not the first host of this show.
No.
This is a long running show.
Yeah.
And could you just tell everyone sort of what's the premise and
Yeah.
when you came on board there?
So two of the founders, Sammy and Aileen, They're founders of Betches. They're also founders of Diet Starts Tomorrow. They started it as kind of like it's so hard to diet. Like this, let's, help each other out at that. And then it became more of an anti-diet culture podcast. And it's like, why are we doing this? And like putting ourselves through this. So then me and Emily Lubin came in this year in October. And yeah, we've been continuing that. And it's just like health, wellness, and trying to like feel good and not have your entire day clouded by like thinking about your body.
And when did how did you get involved with them? Did they reach out to you, or
somebody told them about Emily? We don't know who.
Okay.
But Emily had already had a podcast called RIP Diets. So that was unpacking diet culture and all that stuff. And then they brought her in and they were like, well, we'd want it with 2 people. Like, can you think of anybody? And she's like, well, Remy loves like learning or unlearning via podcast. And I know that she's got a lot of issues with like body dysmorphia and food and and so she reached out to me and I was like, oh my God, this is actually all I think about. Like, I would love to do this. And it's been really fun.
Is there like a really cool sense of community around that? Like, do you find people like reaching out to you a lot about, wow, you guys make me feel really good about what I'm doing. And I feel a lot better about myself because of you guys.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Is there an element to that for you that's a little almost strange? Again, like sort of like the sex educator side of your podcast, to being like, now you're almost like the health and wellness.
A health expert. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. And it's most people give us a lot of grace because they're like, we know that you're just like a comic that like is trying to figure things out. But then there are the people that are like, why doesn't she know everything? Yeah. And I'm like, because I signed on to ask the experts. Like, that's my...
I think that's like the sign of a good podcast though, right? It's like, I mean, a podcast of experts is like, that's fine. But like, there's a human element to it when you're all learning together.
I feel like I'm like the representation for the audience.
Yeah.
That I like, even with, if it was coming or, food or whatever, it's just me being like, hey, I have a question about this stuff. Like, does anybody else? And like, let's get it answered.
I think that's super interesting. I think the audience element where you feel like you're a part of the audience, but you're just on the podcast. I feel like that's what the audience is going to identify with you more, right? Probably.
Yeah.
And do you ever feel pressure where I assume a lot of people come to you with problems, and it could be overwhelming if it's just you're just getting like hundreds of DMs or people coming up to you and being like, "Hey, I have this problem. I need it solved." And like you said, you're a comedian who just came into doing this. I feel like that could get
pun intended.
Yeah. I feel like that could get overwhelming.
Yeah, it was at the beginning for sure, because there was like this onslaught at the beginning where it was just everybody was figuring out, or whenever they'd find the podcast, they'd be like, I haven't done this, whatever. And I got really scared at first. However, I will just take those questions and ask them to somebody. And most of those questions get asked over and over and over again. So like, we have highlights now that break things down. So it's not just me sending you an essay every time someone's like, I've never done it. Or we get a really common one, I've never had an orgasm. How do I break this to my partner without offending them or scaring them or whatever? So yeah, we've got
an FAQ.
Basically an FAQ, or like messages that are like ready to go.
That's nice.
It's actually pretty cool.
Auto reply.
The auto reply.
The auto reply works.
The auto reply. It took 3 years for somebody on the team to be like, Remy, you should just set up auto replies. You cannot be like
in your DMs
all the time. Yeah.
So do you want to get to a game 2 here?
Let's do it. Why not?
All right. Game 2 here is called Covering Crap.
You see, I came down with a searing case of who gives a crap.
Covering Crap is brought to you by Grapes of Bath. Are you looking for a new product scent? Well, we got you covered. Grapes of Bath is a set of bath and shower products that are all grape scented. Soap, face wash, shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, antiperspirant, perfume, cologne, bath bombs, toilet cleanser, shower cleanser, hand wash, hand sanitizer, contact lenses, hair gel, mousse, shaving cream, and more. All grape scented. Use promo code NOTE for 25% off your first order.
The way you said hand sanitizer, like hand sanitizer.
Yeah, because it was hand soap beforehand. It's a list.
It sounded grape.
So this is another game that's pretty easy. We'll save the more complicated ones for later. You are going to hear a sample of really terrible cover songs, and you're competing with John here. And
to get it first?
Yes. So the thing is, sometimes we can...
Can you tell I'm so competitive?
I'm actually a little worried right now. Sometimes we can find truly horrible covers. Some of these aren't that bad, but I had to pick something. So no shame to some of these artists, shame to some others. Are you?
I again have not looked at any of these.
Yeah.
Obviously, that would be cheating. But I wanted to assure you that I didn't know them.
Okay.
All right, are you ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the artists to all of these, so don't ask.
Okay.
But here we go.
How can you not know if the screen is facing you?
Well, I'd have to click a few times.
No, him.
Oh, no. We don't have... It's just on my computer. It's not on his...
Yeah, she's saying, how can I see your screen?
Oh, well, you just have to trust him.
Okay.
All right, I'll turn this
This is
a
the
little...
weirdest way I've ever had to pod.
All right, ready. Here's the first song. Whoa.
Oh,
Don't
no sleep till Brooklyn. Yeah. Did
Okay.
either of us get that?
That was pretty
No,
close.
We both waited to the chorus.
Yeah, you both...
I'll say no point for either.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a wash.
That was one of the loudest things I've ever experienced
that's
in
one
my
thing.
life.
One thing we haven't gotten down is how to balance when we play songs.
Yeah, that's the one thing.
Yeah, that's,
That's it. Everything else
otherwise
is
it's perfect.
100% perfect all the time.
So that was I guess an electronic cover of No Sleep Till Brooklyn, originally done by the Beastie Boys.
Mm-hmm.
All right, are we ready for song 2?
Yep.
I'm going to lower this preemptively.
Thank you.
I think you should know all of these except for one of them.
Oh, good.
All right, ready?
Oh, Back in the New York Groove.
Yes.
I already know the whole fucking theme of this game.
Well, just hold on till the end. Cause
Okay.
All right, you confident piece of shit. We have 2 more songs to go.
Okay.
I'm thinking about the war.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm a battles guy. Every morning when I wake up, it's just getting out of bed. That's the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next. This one is interesting.
Even if it ain't all it seems, I got a pocket full of dreams, baby, I'm coming.
Oh, it's
Concrete Jungle.
Empire State of Mind by Jay-Z and Alicia Keys.
You see,
Concrete Jungle, Wet Dream, Tomato.
No.
Have you ever heard of
I
that?
will not subscribe to that. What Dream Tomato?
Concrete Jungle, Wet Dream, Tomato.
that was I guess a reggae cover. I think we could call it that. A reggae cover of Empire State of Mind.
Could you imagine the sequence of waking up and being like, oh, Wet Dream Tomato? You're like, oh my God, what?
Call your doctor.
Klonopin.
Here's the only one I don't think either of you are gonna get. I don't think you're gonna get it. But
Okay.
Good luck.
We're not going to get it because...
I can't stay away. We're blaming it all on the nights on Broadway.
I know this song.
What is it?
It's Nights on Broadway. It's
Yes.
Bee Gees.
Yes.
Is this... Who is this? Is this...
This is
If you can get the two people singing a duet, I mean,
It sounds...
It's not Barry White. It's Teddy Pendergast.
No, it's.
Whoa, that would have been a crazy pull.
It's-
Wait, hold on. Don't tell...
you
Wait.
would-
No,
I'll
no,
play
hold
it
on,
again
hold
if
on.
you want.
Play it again. It
Is
also
it Tom
sounds,
Jones?
It sounds like Tom Jones.
Tom Jones is one of the two.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I can't stay
Yeah.
That's Tom
Yeah.
We're blaming it all on the nights on
Wait, hold on.
Broadway. Singing them love songs.
Paul Simon.
Singing them
It's the 70s, I guess.
blaming it all on the nights on Broadway.
Who is it?
The other one
Do you have a
is
guess?
Olivia Newton-John.
Paul Anka.
Okay.
It's the most. I don't have the whole clip, but it's the most 70s looking clip ever. It's just like
Really?
they're on some variety show. They have like the low cut shirts with their chest hair out.
I first pictured Tim Curry.
I don't know who that is.
I have no idea who that is.
Come on.
Who's Tim Curry?
Rocky Horror. A lot of other stuff.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I don't have to.
No, remember Hexus from Fern Gully?
Those are a lot of words I've never heard before.
Really?
Yeah.
You're dropping references on us that.
We're getting lawyered on the pod right now.
I feel like I just have like a lot of like weird shit that I know maybe.
So for those listening at home, that was Nights on Broadway, originally by the Bee Gees. Not a horrible cover, but the Bee Gees do it better. And here is the last one. This is the one I will say is the worst rendition of this song I've ever heard.
Okay. Oh, it's
New York, start spreading the news by Frank Sinatra. New
Yes.
York, New York.
It is New York, New York by
Wait.
Frank Sinatra. The cover
is it by somebody that we would know?
I mean, if
Is it the guy who voiced Winnie the Pooh?
Literally.
it is Tiny Tim.
What?
The guy who sings like living.
No,
in
I know
sunlight.
who it is.
I think that was a truly horrible cover. So those are the 5. I feel like we really weren't keeping score there.
I think it was like a wash.
I think it was 3-2 him.
Okay, I'll take a win. I could use it. I'm
Yeah.
fighting the battle. She's fighting the war.
That's true. So you're through 2 games here. I believe you picked up on some themes, but you're going to wait till the end to tell us that. So there's one thing that John wanted to ask you about.
I got to bring this up.
We were doing a
Okay.
little bit
Yeah.
of a deep dive on your past.
I'm a really good internet sleuth.
God, yeah.
So obviously you're a comedian.
Yeah.
We've gone through that. But there was a time pre-comedian that you were going to be a business owner
Yeah.
with the tuck.
The tuck. Oh my God. I'm so happy you brought up the tuck. So, okay, you guys, have you ever had like a really floppy belt and you don't know what to do with it? You could either tuck in the flop or you could tape it up or you could put a hair thing or some unsightly thing, right? You don't want to get the belt shortened because you might need it bigger again. La da da.
Yeah.
In comes the tuck. This is an expandable leather belt loop, also reversible.
Comes in many different colors
Comes
too.
in black and brown. Well, came in black and brown and silver and gold so that it could match your belt or your buckle or your like outfit or whatever. And it was like an infomercial-esque type of product.
I watched the video.
Did you like the video?
I thought it was hilarious.
Thank
I
you.
thoroughly enjoyed the acting because people like how into it they were.
Yes.
It was awesome.
They were all real actors. And it's interesting because I always wanted to do stand-up, like since I was like 14. But if I would tell people about that, they would be like, ew. Like, don't ever tell anyone that again. And I was like, okay, noted, I will not. And then, so I was starting to start this company and I wanted to raise the first round of funding like publicly on Kickstarter so I could see if like people would actually want the product. And that's where like you needed to make a video on Kickstarter. So I started taking improv and I like was hanging out with all of these other actors and improvers and stuff. And I just like wrote the commercial and like.
So you started doing improv to sell a product?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then when it came out, people were like, yeah, the product's great, but like the commercial's so funny. And I was like, okay, so this is permission that I could like be funny in a public forum.
You got something.
But
Yeah.
also, if the data we have is accurate, I mean, this thing raised like $30,000.
$30,000.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's
So
crazy.
how did you sell many of them, or what happened with it?
It was kind of fucked up because what's it called? The factory, I never went there. I should have gone there.
Okay.
And a lot of the stuff that they sent was like fucked up. So I just placed the first order after the Kickstarter and it came with like a lot of errors. And so then I sorted through all of them myself.
And that's not easy.
You know, it was so many boxes. It was crazy. And I still have 3 boxes left that I saved that are like all good. And I give out to people sometimes if they ever need one. But yeah, it was, I prematurely put it out.
Okay.
I had met with Bed Bath and stuff and they were like, oh my God, we like this, but like we hate your packaging. And I was like, well, this is what I have. You know, like this is what I raised the money for. And then at that point I was just having such a good time doing improv that I was like, I'm just going to like cut my losses with it. Like everybody who ordered them got them. So nobody left unhappy. And I don't think I actually wanted to run like
a business,
an apparel business.
Yeah. So you don't think you'd ever go back into the apparel game?
If somebody wanted to do it with me, like if they were like, hey sharks, if one of the sharks was like, hey, I'll do all the business side and you be the face and tell us which colors you like and whatever it is, like.
I mean, like, do you feel like as you keep growing in your brand as a comedian, there could be like space for that?
Could be.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not impossible.
No. And I love the tuck. I think they're so cute.
I did really like, because I had that problem.
I will give you some. You should have told me. I would have brought some.
Well, I needed to make sure it was a surprise that you didn't know I knew the tuck. But I was like,
John actually said when he was searching this, he's like, I don't know if she still talks about this or if she doesn't want to bring it up anymore.
Oh
So
my God.
I was happy.
Let's talk about it.
night. Wow, so many puns on this
I know.
podcast. This is great.
I can't help myself. It's so lame.
So wait. I want to go back on this really quick. You start doing improv. You make a commercial. You make a product. Like that goes away. You go back to going like hardcore into improv. Right? Like that's like where you started everything. And then you end up doing stand up.
Yeah. So I told at one point, when I was doing improv, I was on an indie team, which is like you perform for free for no one. It's so fun. And
did you start up in? You went to college in Boston, right?
Yeah.
Did you start up there?
No.
Oh,
no.
okay.
But I did do acting classes. I did an acting and comedy class in Boston. I'm lying. The first time I did improv was drunk with my friends from my acting and comedy class. We went to like the BU pub right after like our last class or something like that and got like wasted. And then one of them was like, oh shit, I have improv practice. Like, do you guys want to come with me? Like, we don't have any girls. And we were like, fuck yes, that sounds so fun. And we had a blast. And so when I wanted to start the Tuck, I was like, oh, I should sign up for improv because that was really fun. But no, that was like I think I was like 24 at this point when the Tuck was started. And then I did this thing. They're called improv jams, where you go, you put your name in a bucket, you perform with like 8 strangers for like 8 minutes. Very fun. And there was a guy there who's my friend now, but I didn't know him at the time, named TJ Del Reno, and he did improv and stand up. And he was like, hey, have you ever considered doing stand up? And I was like, every waking day of my life.
And people kept telling me not to tell people.
Yeah. And he was like, okay, well, this is how like you do it. This is like how you navigate the city. Here's some like joke writing help a little bit or whatever. And then I told my improv team, I was like, I want to do stand up. And they were like, okay, well, can you still do improv? But like you can open our shows with like 10 minutes of stand up.
That's awesome.
Right? Like
that's
for somebody
so
that has
good.
no stage time is hard to come by in the city if it's like not a mic or whatever. And like 10 minutes for a new comic is like, and also with an improv audience that is expecting like nothing.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
That's like worth its weight in gold. That's so good.
Yeah.
So how at that
So
point?
shout out to the Snatch Menagerie, my team.
The Snatch Menagerie. That's such a good name.
Before you said my team, I was like, where's this going?
How quick do you feel like you grew at that point doing stand up? Because 10 minutes every time you're performing, like when you're first starting, even if it's not the best stand up you've ever done, to get to do it again almost immediately is like,
well, you had a monthly show, so it was once a month.
But still,
it was like, yeah, it was really nice, and I felt like very supported, and because I had TJ too telling me about like the ropes. I started my first bar show really quickly, and that was a great way to like meet other comics and showcase your stuff and all that. Yeah,
that's so cool. That's such a cool story.
But now you do not do as much improv anymore. You do mostly stand.
I do no improv anymore. Okay. It's so sad.
So you still love
the thing about improv is you have to organize it with so many other people. You know, so if somebody texts me today being like, hey, Remy, do you want to do a show tonight? All I have to check in with is my own schedule.
Yeah.
If it was the team, it would be like, oh, no, we can't. Are you kidding? Also, we have to practice twice a week, and you have to pay for rehearsal space, and you have to pay for your coach. It's like, it's a lot.
Well, did you see they're opening a second city in Brooklyn?
No,
like
that's
this
good.
Summer? Yeah, so
yeah,
maybe that's a way to get back into it.
Maybe, yeah. I love jams. Maybe I would go to jams.
Yeah, that's cool. Jams is such like a cool concept. I missed it. We used to have them in college.
Yeah,
and like I haven't done one since.
It's like an opportunity to be the biggest weirdo you've ever seen in a room full of strangers.
Unapologetic too.
For 8 minutes.
And nobody can be like, that was so weird, because it's like
you're here too.
Yeah, it's the game. That's the game of it all.
All right, on a related note, want to go to game 3?
I would love to.
All right, game 3 is called I Got It.
Let us A.
I Got It is brought to you by Brandon Routh. Remember Brandon Routh, the guy that played Superman in Superman Returns? Well, he paid for an ad on our podcast. There's nothing here to pay for. He just wants to maintain some relevancy. Thanks, Brandon. Back to the game.
So we played this game only once on the podcast before, and it was very different. It was on the first episode, and it sort of stunk because it was way too visual for an audio medium. So we have revamped.
Yeah, we re-upped it. Thank God AI continues to get scarier and scarier.
Yeah.
Because they came up with ChatGPT, and that made the game a lot better.
Oh, fun.
The way that it works is I generated a series of descriptions using ChatGPT. Your job is to figure out who or what ChatGPT is describing. The catch is we've asked ChatGPT to describe it in like very unorthodox ways.
Okay.
So like it could be like this person in the style of a poem by Roald Dahl or something like
Roald Dahl.
Yeah, however you say it. And
Raul.
Yeah, he's Spanish now. Isn't he British? Is he British? What
He was, and he was very anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Friend of the podcast.
Not mine.
No, he loves How Come. He talks about it in
his grave.
James and the Giant Peach.
James and the Giant
That-
Peach.
that-
He's listening to How Come in the corner of like the peach. Anyway, so here's the first one. Okay, here's how it works. I already told you how it works. Here's the first one. In a land full of grace, with elegance and rare, stood this woman with flowing hair. With a smile so bright like the morning sun, she captivated hearts one by one. Her style was unique like a delicate dance, a vision of fashion, a timeless romance. Her pearls and pillbox hats, oh so grand, brought charm to her looks as she took the stand. With poise and class, she embraced her role. As First Lady, her spirit took its toll.
Jackie?
She's a symbol of grace, forever remembered in every place. Jackie Kennedy.
Jackie O.
Yeah, nailed it.
Jackie Orgasm.
Hell yeah.
Jackie O.
Everything goes back to orgasm when you're podcasting with Remy. Those are the rules. Good job.
Yeah,
Number
good
one,
job.
Jackie O.
Also,
Nailed it.
can we just talk about, you've been very good at every game. I think
Yeah.
you might be our top performer
Yeah.
in terms of actually getting things correct.
And like not wavering on them either. Like there are so
you.
many people who are like thinking so long, you're like, fuck it. Like
I am a Virgo, and I watch a lot of Jeopardy.
we love Jeopardy in this house.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you happy about the wheel announcement?
And we've talked about it for a while yesterday.
Okay. We can talk off mic.
Yeah, I mean,
No, we didn't talk on the podcast about it.
Oh.
We talked in
yeah, we
real
don't
life.
podcast every day. But it was not thrilled. I mean, I don't know.
Ryan Seacrest gets every job.
He does everything.
Who can you think of though who would do it better?
I just want a fresh face.
You want an unknown?
Yes, I want an unknown.
Do you know how hard that would be for the unknown? How much hate mail they
I
would
would
get?
you know who I would have loved? Joey Fatone.
Oh, I would love Joey
Fatone hosting Wheel of Fortune would be awesome.
You're right. But I just don't know if Joey Fatone has the gravitas that...
At all.
That's-
Period.
the letter game
that
needs.
Sajak has.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, I mean, Sajak doesn't either. But
Do you think Vanna's going to go in a couple seasons?
no, Vanna needs to get her money up. She has not ever had a raise.
Is that true?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What? How?
She literally just lawyered up because she was like, wait, what the fuck?
They were giving Pat raises,
What?
not Vanna.
She's
Yeah.
been on the show for like 40 years.
I know.
They're a duo.
It's ridiculous.
One of my favorite stand-up jokes from like the earliest stand-up I ever watched was Nick Swardson's thing on Wheel of Fortune. And like, how did Vanna White get that job? Like, what was the interview process like? If a color was glowing, would you know?
That's so.
All right, you want to give number 2 here,
All
John?
right, here we go. In a world full of glamour, a woman appeared. With spirit and grace, her journey steered. She married a prince in a tale so grand, and took a stand with a voice in demand. Through trials and triumphs, she found her way, inspiring hearts each and every day. With a smile that shone like the brightest sun, she the royal, her story's just begun. In her heart, compassion did ignite, fighting for justice with all her might. A trailblazer she became, breaking the mold, leaving her mark in stories yet untold.
Princess Grace?
No, it is a royal. Well,
Diana? No, it can't because
no.
They didn't really give a lot of
who
information in this
married
one.
a prince and was an activist and is from New York.
Interesting.
There's also
Not Grace Kelly?
No. We blame the machine if you don't like
if you don't like it.
All right, well, tell me who it is.
It's Meghan Markle.
I was going to say Meghan Markle, but is she from New York?
No.
That's not part of it?
It's not part of this game.
It's not required.
It's remember, war. You're playing a battle right now.
Right. Okay. I was going to say Meg. Anyway.
Meghan Markle's right.
It popped into my head.
Okay. All right. So you're through 2.
Got 2 more?
Got 2 more to go. We'll rip right through it. In a town of yellow hue, a woman with blue, there she is with hair like a towering view. Her voice like a whisper, gentle and kind. She's the loving mother with a heart that's aligned. With patience and grace, she holds the family tight. Through misadventures, they find their delight. Her towering hairdo, a sight to behold, a symbol of strength as stories unfold. In Springfield's realm, she shines like a star, the matriarch who's never too far.
Oh, Marge.
Marge Simpson.
Yeah.
Marge Simpson.
That's a pretty good description.
Yeah. First, I was like, Teresa Giudice? Did you see Teresa's wedding hair?
No.
It's
blue.
It's giving Marge.
Oh, really? It's
no,
giant and blue?
It's just high.
Oh, it's just high?
Yeah.
That was
Yellow hue, a woman with blue.
Gotta be Teresa.
She goes tanning.
Yeah, no, that's
almost yellow. It's like the same. All right, last one. In a mob-filled town, a lady of grace with secrets she kept in the big mafia space. Her heart was divided, love and loyal's test. As the wife of a mobster, she faced life's zest. She cooked and she cleaned, a domestic queen, hiding the darkness behind her bright sheen. With charm and allure, she played her part, supporting her family with a strong, loving heart. In the soprano household, her role was defined, a pillar of strength, though sometimes confined. She is the woman with secrets untold, navigating the chaos as the story unfolds.
I never watched Sopranos, but is it Edie Falco?
Yeah, Carmela Soprano. Yeah, good job.
Did you notice? I think ChatGPT described all of these women as
with grace.
With grace.
Yeah.
Well, all women have grace, Chris.
And you know what's so funny is my cat's name is Grace. So every time you'd say it, I'd be like, "It's me."
it's secretly we've just been putting your name in ChatGPT for the whole game. To give you context, the question we asked ChatGPT for all of these is describe this person in the style of Dr. Seuss in less than 8 sentences.
Nice. Wait, so it was Jackie. Who was the second one?
Meghan Markle.
Meghan. Okay. Marge and Carmela.
Yes.
I am realizing usually at the top we give you the category of what you're trying to figure out, which we never did.
Ooh.
So the category here is a thing you watch. So keep that in mind.
Through your 3 games.
Yeah.
Category is?
A question. The one thing we haven't talked about is you were on Netflix.
I was.
Yeah.
On
Netflix.
On their show Explained, right?
Yes.
Where each episode you guessed it, explain something, and your episode was on the female orgasm.
Could you believe?
I was shocked when I saw your face.
Yeah, that show is so fucking good. It was actually one of my favorite shows before they asked me to do it too, because they just break down stuff that we all think like we understand, but like we don't. So like they have an episode on the stock market. They have an episode on monogamy, like all this stuff that's just like, we're like, okay, yeah, that's around, but I've never really broken it down. And my sister at the time was a research associate assistant at Last Week Tonight.
Right.
And and she like told a bunch of people about me and what I was doing and stuff, because she did a lot of my research too. And a producer left that show and went on to produce Explained, and they needed somebody who had never had an orgasm and was willing to talk about it. And so she contacted my sister and was like, would Remy be willing to do this? And I was like, fuck yeah. Like 100%. That'd be so great. But then I accomplished my goal before we shot. So I was like freaking out that they like wouldn't need me anymore, but they didn't care.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. It was really startling in that moment. I was like, I'm so excited. Oh no.
Everybody everybody wins.
Yeah.
My Netflix credit.
Yeah.
It's gone.
I was like, do I lie?
I mean,
you're like sweating as they're talking to you.
It's like, why is everybody staring at me?
Yeah.
Why is there a camera? Do you find that like, obviously, like you reached a really cool audience with this podcast idea, and obviously you're on Netflix with it. This is sort of like me with the reality TV side of things. Like, do you ever feel like you're in a mold and you feel like people will only know you for that thing and you want to be better known as a comedian? Do you ever get to that point?
Yeah, I definitely for a while felt like I was in a box, and I actually stopped recording How Come for a while just because I was like, I want to go back and focus on comedy again. And there was a thing that I noticed where for my shows specifically, if people came and they were podcast fans, they weren't necessarily comedy fans. So they would come and like, this is not disrespect to these people. I love them dearly, but they would listen to me like it was a TED Talk instead of like a show. And like, or like, there are some jokes that I was telling that like, I don't know, like I was calling like somebody like an ugly bitch or whatever. Like spoiler, the ugly bitch is me in the joke, so don't worry about it. But I would say that verbiage, and they know me as such like a sensitive person that like I would just watch their faces drop, and I was like, oh no, like I don't want like you to dislike that part of me because you now know this part of me and stuff. And now I'm like, you just have to do everything and like whatever people know you for. Like there's so many big celebrities, I'm sure, that are known for something that isn't their favorite.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean they don't go on to do other stuff.
Of course. And it's also like the era of social media. Like you could have a social media following like dedicated to, I don't know, you go out every day and get a different bagel.
Yeah.
And, like you could have 1 million followers. It's true.
No,
and then like
I know.
And then like your real day job is like, oh, but I make music.
Yeah.
And then like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want you to listen to my music.
Like, please.
I mean, not that this is like a major problem, but I literally sometimes don't know what I should post on my personal social media anymore because I'm like, what are you here for? Like some people are here for cum. Some people are here for diet tips. Some people are here because they like my recaps of Sex and the City. Some people are here because like, I don't know, they knew me in grade school, you know, like, and so
true.
there's like, I'm like, you kind of have like an identity crisis when you do a bunch of stuff.
And it gets so frustrating because you're like, because people like every quote unquote expert opinion of social media is niche down, find the one thing. And it's like, okay, but you're talking about it because you have 1 million followers or something. You know what this is. For people like us who have like this like medium influencer type of following.
I'm micro even.
Yeah, whatever the level may be. It's you get weighed down by the things that do and don't perform. Yeah. Because it's like, well, I wanted that to work well because I wanted that to be my thing.
Oh my God. I this morning I was like, somebody needs to tell my stalker that not enough people are watching my story and I can like see him.
Like
I see you watching my shit.
I've gone through the same thing. When I'm like clicking through my story and I'm like, there you are again.
There you are.
You're here every day.
And you don't realize that there's not like so many of you today. So like, this is very noticeable.
We actually, this is not related to internet stalkers, but we had Che Dorena on the podcast a couple months ago. And he's known online for doing like reactions, but he does stand up, and he was telling us how he basically spends a lot of time just trying to convert the people who just like his reaction videos to come to his shows.
For sure.
He said that like, what was it? After 3 million followers, he started to notice a difference at his shows. Yeah. Which is crazy. Like
that's the number to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of turnover. I have a lot of friends who are like huge on TikTok that even feel very beholden to that niche on TikTok that they were blank guy that was talking about da-da-da, and they're like, now I can't make content about other stuff because people are expecting this one thing and I'm really burnt out on this one thing, and then they expect me to do that thing at my shows and that's not part of stand-up, and I'm like, oh my God.
No, I know. Like that was like the big thing for me was like I just stopped doing reality TV content like because I was like, if I keep doing this, I'm gonna have to do it forever.
Yeah.
And like thank God I stopped, because if I kept doing it, I would.
Can I bring something up though? Speaking of reality TV,
by all means.
So you had a conversation. Are you still with your girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay. So
glad you covered the mic.
Thank you for doing that. It would have never made it in the podcast.
You had a conversation with your girlfriend.
Yes.
As your mom.
Correct.
Where she was giving you sex advice.
Yeah.
And as me, I just remember watching that and being like, this is my worst nightmare. Like literally that I've been like giving advice to somebody behind a screen or whatever, and it turns out to be like some guy.
I like, see though, this is nice because this is the perspective I've never heard before. Yeah. Because the perspective I always get is like, how could, like, you're pretending to be your mom. Is that weird to get sex advice?
That too.
It's so funny to hear. How could I waste my breath on a dude in his 20s?
No, but like not even just wasting my breath. Like I'm like, is this guy getting his rocks off to all this information that I'm spewing? You know, like I'm taking the time to like nurture this woman, her long-term relationship, try to add some spice back into it, and some like, yeah.
That's so funny.
It's you.
So you have put a fear in Remy.
No, fair enough. No, but the honestly, like the long and short of it is like, luckily the answer that Alyssa gave me was like, try like, texting him something at work.
Yeah.
Or like, it was nothing like egregious. It was like, try jerking off sideways.
Yeah,
Like,
it
it was
wasn't like,
good.
open your phone and show your pussy.
Yeah.
now.
It was like, it was not that egregious.
Yeah.
So like, luckily it was like very tame.
Yeah.
And that's why like people really enjoyed the conversation.
Yes. I did enjoy it too. And I will clarify, I give lots of advice to men. It's not just women. All the genders I'll give advice to. But somebody catfishing
Yeah.
as an
Luckily, it was a
older
TV show.
woman. No, I
Luckily-
know. I know.
It was a TV show. No, but I'm with you on that. I think that's a common misconception about like the sex education space is like dudes. I don't understand why the guard is up so high. Like people should men should be way more receptive.
Yeah.
To like sex advice
And the ones
and
that
sex education
are amazing.
Yeah.
Like we have so many people that are like very encouraging of each other too.
There you go.
Yeah.
A little knock on the shoulder
Yeah,
type.
it's cute.
It's almost like a beer league softball team, but for sex.
Yeah.
Patting asses and stuff. That's like a whole thing.
If you come, you can either put it on. We have like a world map on the website.
That's
that
so
you can post
cool.
it anonymously and like put as many details as you want or whatever. Or you could just post it in the Facebook group and be like, I did it. And then like a bunch of people are like, congrats. Like, we're so happy for you.
See, that's so cool. Like you've built such a nice community.
It's a nice little community.
It's so hard to find like, I guess, that across the internet when there's so much like Reddit hate and stupid shit.
Well, our group is private.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
But like, I just mean like, it's so nice to find those people who are just genuinely on the internet looking for other people to just like befriend.
It's really cute.
Yeah.
All right, on a related note, should we get to the last game?
All right.
So our final game here is called Oddball Odds.
All I could think of was, what are the odds?
Oddball Odds is brought to you by Sex Helmet. Do you have that unruly yet common problem of getting concussed during coitus? Boy, do we have the solution for you. Sex Helmet is the first helmet specifically designed for sex. We guarantee 145 degrees of protection. Use promo code John and Chris for 72% off your first order. Bang hard, but don't bang your head with Sex Helmet.
And just for anyone listening, that's John and Chris with an ampersand.
Yes, yeah.
Not spelt out. So this is my favorite game. And I think it's, I guess, the most complicated we're playing today, but not that complicated. Do you want to give the description, John?
Yep. So, Chris, you're playing this game, don't forget.
Oh, I haven't forgotten.
Do you have a piece of paper?
I'm going to put it on my phone.
Okay, that's fine. All right, here we go. So the description of the game, Remy, it's pretty simple. I created a list of real and fake events that the other host and you have to identify if they actually occurred or not. But you have to wager 1 to 10 points on whether or not you think the event occurred. So if you think you're right or you're wrong.
Do I get 10 points every
time?
Yep.
But here's the catch. If your guess is correct, you get the points. So you get whatever you wagered. But if your guess is wrong, those points subtract from your total score. So you have the possibility, because there's 4 questions, of getting a possible total of 40 points. But you also have the possibility of getting negative 40 points. So if you feel very confident about the fact that you're going to be right, 10 points. If you're not so confident, 1 point.
betting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got it.
Got it?
The thing here, there are additional stakes. We are competing with each other. And if you beat me, you will get an additional clue.
A bonus clue
A
for
bonus
the end of the
clue.
game.
Okay.
Okay.
All
So
right.
here's the first question.
Oh, and also you just write down your guess and your wager so we know you can't change it. I'm going to do the same.
Okay. So here we go. Number 1, Johnny Bananas, who rose to fame as a member of MTV's The Challenge, has gone by Johnny Bananas since his debut on the show in 2006. His real name is actually John Amadeus Devanazio. Doesn't matter. That's not that important. And he got the nickname Johnny Bananas for winning a banana eating contest to pay rent for a summer house. Is that how Johnny Bananas actually got his nickname Johnny Bananas?
All right, I've locked in my answer.
I'm going to say... Wait, where did you lock yours in?
On his phone.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's called technology.
I'm going to say no.
But you have to...
That did not happen and wager 2 points.
I said it did and wagered 4.
No, Bananas got his nickname for his insane antics at Penn State University. His friends referred to his pranks as, quote, Bananas, and the nickname stuck. So, Chris, you start at -4 in the game. Remy, you're up to 2 positive points, which means you're winning by 6.
Nice math.
Jesus.
Yeah. I should have been a game show host. What a waste of my fucking time. All right.
I wonder that with game shows. I'm like, are they doing the math or is like the
There's got to be there's a
room?
kid behind the scenes,
Yeah.
just like a whiteboard ripping at it. All right, number 2. Vanderpump Rules fans were treated to some internet-breaking drama this past season when Tom and Raquel got together in an illicit affair. The two were immediately trending. There's even a rumor that the next season might not happen. Their affair earned a nickname from fans known as, quote, Scandival, as a play on words for Tom's last name. Is that actually the name of the affair?
Yeah.
Well, Remy,
Oh.
you got to write down your answer.
I already locked mine in, so I won't change.
Okay, good. Remy, you're winning, so you could give
plus 10.
Yes.
I said 10 too. True.
Okay, good job. You're both
My
Vanderpump
girlfriend
Rules
watches
fans.
the show.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing.
All right,
so,
so-
Chris,
Sorry.
you're back in the positive side
I'm
of the
at
game.
6.
And Remy, you're at 12, maintaining the same lead if you're keeping track at home.
I'm just glad I'm not in the negative.
All right, number 3. Now remember, don't yell your answer. Write it down.
Sorry.
Yeah, I got you. Don't apologize. It's just the game. Perfect Match became a favorite amongst reality TV fans this year, bringing together former castmates of other Netflix reality shows. The winners, Dom Gabriel and Georgia Hazarati, won for being deemed the strongest couple by the whole house, and they're still together after the show. Is that true? Are they still dating?
Jesus. All right. I'm
locked in?
I'm ready.
All right, Remy, as the leader in the game, what did you write down?
No, they are not
And
dating.
how much did you wager?
10 points.
Chris?
I said false for 5.
Okay, they are not still dating. She is actually dating Harry Jowsey. Is that how you say his
What?
name? Yeah.
Wait, so I'm right?
Twist.
Yeah, you got it right. But you only got 5 points and Remy got 10. So.
Wait, did Remy? You said false?
Yeah, I said they're not still together.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So it's 11 to 22.
Yep. Which doesn't put the game out of reach, technically.
I love Dom's TikToks.
Yeah, Dom
Have you seen
rocks.
them?
He's
Yeah.
very funny. I DM'd him on Instagram. We went back and forth for like maybe a day, and I was like, dude, your content rocks.
Fire.
It's so good.
Yeah, he's so fun.
He's like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's the best part.
No, he's amazing at it.
So this is the last one, right?
Yeah, this is the last one.
So the only way I can't win. Well, I could.
No, yeah, she loses points, and you get 10 points, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to wager 10.
Yeah, Chris has to wager 10. You can't. Well, no, you can't lose. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Number 4. Who cares about math? Tay Verdez burst onto the music scene in 2020, but that's not how it all started.
Who?
Tay Verdez.
Okay.
He sings the song "Stuck in the Middle" or "A-OK."
Okay.
Doesn't matter. He was that's not how it all started. He was actually the winner of the hit reality series Love Island, and he used that money to record his first single. Is that true? Did he win Love Island?
All right. I will, because I haven't given my answer first any of these times.
Yeah.
I don't think. I'm going to say false for 10.
Yeah, I said false for 5.
You would both be correct. He actually won Are You the One?
He was a reality show guy.
Yeah,
Ato.
he used his $10,000 winnings that he got to start his music career.
All right. So I have 21. I believe you have 27?
Yes, you're so good at math, you guys.
Yeah, he was a math major.
Wow.
But
all right, so you win.
So you win the game, Remy.
Thank you.
Congratulations. This means you get a bonus clue.
And the bonus clue is, though there are many iterations of this thing that you watch, we are looking for a specific iteration.
I know what this is.
Oh, she feels good about it, folks.
All right,
so let's talk through every
I
game.
think.
Okay. So on a related note, Remy, let's talk about your notes and what you wrote down for everything. So let's start at the top with first impressions.
Okay, so first impressions, we have Leah Remini, Sonia Sotomayor, Alex Earl, and Carole King. I said noteworthy New Yorkers, potentially.
Okay.
Or New York women, or just noteworthy women.
Okay.
And then the second one,
Covering crap,
is a bunch of songs about New York.
Right.
So I just wrote New York again.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3.
Number
I
3, I got it. Jackie O, Meghan Markle, Marge, Carmelo. These are all matriarchs.
Okay.
And moms.
Yep.
Which is what a matriarch is.
Nice. And oddball odds.
And then the last one is all reality shows. So I'm thinking this is a reality show that takes place in New York, and it's got a lot of noteworthy women on it, and one of them has been married to royalty.
Okay.
What's your guess?
The Real Housewives of New York.
And you would be
You
correct.
are correct.
You nailed it.
Congratulations. You just
Wow,
won.
you won. On a related note, you won the hat.
Yeah!
She won the hat.
Liz, thank you. I'm your biggest fan.
So I will...
Can you see me?
No, you disappeared. You're gone.
So I will tell you exactly like what we were trying to clue. The first game, First Impressions, all of the first names of the women have been housewives.
You're right.
Leah McSweeney,
Oh my
Sonia
God.
Morgan, Alex McCord, and Carol
Yes,
Radziwill.
that's amazing. And also Carol Radziwill was married to royalty.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But that was unbelievable. That
Or a
worked out.
Kennedy. Something.
Yep. Everything else you were.
Everything else you nailed.
hit the nail on the head. And so the reason we picked this for you is, according to the internet, you were on an episode of The Real
I
Housewives.
was. Yeah. Did you happen to see it?
No.
No.
Okay.
Why?
Strap in.
No.
Luann, the Countess, threw this it was like a comedy show / anti-bullying / anti-incarceration, or like raising money for incarcerated women. It was a very hodgepodgey event. And Chanel Omari, do you know Chanel?
Yeah.
She was also part of it, and she asked me to do it. And I was like, yeah, sure. And the initially it was supposed to be a live podcast, and then it turned into a comedy show, that they were like, yeah, like do your comedy and then also talk about bullying or something, so it was interesting. And the most interesting part about it to me was that, yes, we were doing a show, but a show was also being shot. So the show wasn't the show that we were doing. Everybody was watching the filming going on and watching the women in the front and stuff. And so the audience was like super bad for us. And then like they edited it to make it look like the housewives all hated us too. And yeah, it was wild.
What?
I actually, you watch the episode, you guys.
Are you a big reality TV head?
Huge.
Okay.
Huge. I actually, you guys, I had a whole Love Island podcast for a minute.
Yeah, I saw that on your YouTube. I did notice that. I was thinking on that last one with the Love Island clothes, like she has to know.
Yeah.
On Love Island.
Like, unless he was like on US or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that show is too hard to keep track of and podcast about.
Yeah, of course.
There's like 400 episodes in one season.
Well, thank you for coming. You nailed this game.
And before you go, why don't you tell people what you're working on, where they can find you, all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, come find me on the internet. I live there. I'm at Remy Kassimir, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, unfortunately still. Anywhere. The podcast that I run is How Come, spelled the way you think. Diet Starts Tomorrow is on Betches. And I actually am going to hopefully come out with a new something soon. But
ooh, we love new
can't tell us
something.
what the new
fingers
something
crossed,
is?
knocking on wood. Yeah.
Not yet?
Yeah.
Damn, would have been awesome.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
Spelled the way you think.
Spelled the way you think. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, and if you want to find us, we are On a Related Note Pod on all things social. And if not, well, if you want to find us or not, we'll still be here in 2 weeks. But
Sounds good.
See ya.
Thanks for having me. It was so fun.
On a related note, this is a song that we wrote. Now let's get to the podcast.